Welcome back to SCV today down in Arkansas. And I thought of you immediately. Because of this. Real estate agent Beverly Carter. Unfortunately, she had been kidnapped, but she was found in a shallow grave on Tuesday and obviously passed away. And very pretty young lady. You're a very pretty young lady. Noticed I said young. I'm trying to get points, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing, but
I think you got them.
I think I got them. But anyway, and of course, as we talk about a lot, Tammy's a real estate agent, and she works with Mike Bjorkman from HomeSmart Real Estate.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fantastic.
And this came right up. And you and I were talking about it this morning. Safety. And you, as the owner of HomeSmart Real Estate, and you have agents. So how many agents now do you have working for you?
We have over 80 females that work for us.
Okay, 80 females alone.
Between SCV Leasing and HomeSmart.
Yeah. And I thought, that has to be a concern for someone like yourself who have, the responsibility and the safety of these ladies in mind.
Yeah, it's always been a big concern. Our hearts go out to that family, obviously. Beverly Carter obviously didn't deserve that. For a long time, I've been trying to implement, safety policies, and this is the reason why. And Tammy knows that it hits very close to home for me. When we do have policies in place that people sometimes don't follow, and unfortunately, it didn't work out in this particular situation, but we try to always meet our clients at the office, and we try to always get photocopies of their IDs, and we do everything possible to let others know where we're going to be. And unfortunately, people still do open houses alone. They still look at vacant properties with buyers they don't know. And and yesterday, of course, those policies are in strict effect now. And it's just really unfortunate. And it's one of the only professions that I'm aware of that we just randomly say, okay, yeah, I'll meet any weird stranger. We have a stranger. Yeah, we have a stranger walk up to us at a gas station and cringe and go, oh my gosh, what are you doing?
Right.
But now here we are meeting strangers at vacant properties. And unfortunately, there's bad people in this world, and there's nothing we can do about it except learn how to protect ourselves.
Right.
Well, thank you for implementing those policies, because I appreciate it as someone that works at HomeSmart, and it's nice to know that you care more about us than you do about your bottom line. So that's
it's not
awesome.
worth a sale. I mean, it just isn't.
No.
The sale's nowhere near as important as your family. And like I told Tammy yesterday, if a client gets upset that you ask for your ID, tell them to move on to another agent and go home and hug your family.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. All right, well, there are some scams that are happening in Santa Clarita, so let's let everybody be aware that even though it is Awesome Town, it is still a place where people are trying to take advantage.
Right, and it's something we absolutely have to talk about. Tammy and I did the radio show the other day, and we talked about it, and then the amount of emails and phone calls that came in, people just can't believe this happened. So I know we don't have much time, so let's go over them fast. Owning SCV Leasing Property Management Company happens a lot. This is for people that are thinking of renting a home out. What these predators do is they steal our pictures off of our websites, create their own ads, and what they do is they usually underprice the homes. So if somebody's motivated and needs to move into a home, they see it and go, wow, that's a really good deal, I want it. So they always communicate by email with this particular person, and they say, I'm out of town on business, or I've been in the military, and who knows what. And there's a lot of interest on the property, and you might say, oh, I have a family of 3, we're really good tenants, and the person comes back and says, I really like your story, and I really want you to have it. However, if you're serious, I need you to wire me a deposit right away to hold the property. Wow. So the first thing to look out for is that communication. Usually it's overseas, so there's a little bit of broken English, and it's not really typed well. That's the first warning sign that we typically get. And then these people wire the money, and they say, oh, great, we're going to have a colleague, a family member, somebody meet you Friday afternoon to hand you keys. You get there, there's nobody there. The owner of the house is probably still living in there, has no idea what's going on. You've wired $3,000 to some stranger overseas that you have no idea. And of course, there's no house for you, so you lose your money. I had a particular case where I came home from work one day. A friend of mine down the street, we were renting out his guest house. 3 different families there that all wired a couple grand, and now they want to fist fight the owner of the home. Saying, hey, you rented this house, and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. These 3 families are fighting amongst each other. And this has been going on for years, but it keeps coming back. And since it's overseas, it's really hard for our local sheriff's department, FBI. Nobody can really do anything about it. So to watch yourself for that, there's a couple things. Never, ever, ever wire money unless you have a contract in writing. And never wire money unless you've seen the house and confirm that the person you're talking to is the owner. And there's a couple of ways to do that, but the easiest way is to call a real estate agent, because we can pull up tax records really quick just on our phone and see who the owner is. And if you're not dealing with the owner directly, then you know that's probably a scam. So that's bad itself, but the other one that's happening a lot is our vacant properties. Coming out of a poor economy, we're still not quite done with it. And you've heard of the term squatters.
Yeah.
So what the really smart scammers are doing is they'll have a family move into a home that's vacant and put a fake contract together with the real owner of the property and actually have email correspondence back and forth saying, yeah, you can rent my home while it's on the market. Whatever the case is, now you have a family in there with a legally binding contract, and it takes months and months and months to prove that the owner of the home has not agreed to that. Wow. So that boils down to, there's a lot of different the ways to protect yourself from that, and that's what we wanted to go over. And if I could,
and Josh Dubin said when we did the radio show with him that this is happening right here in Santa Clarita, that people aren't smart when they have their vacant homes and they're not using a realtor, and they're putting it out there that, hey, look at me, look at me.
Yeah, even when your home is on the market with a realtor, it's happened to us several times. So, but we've learned learned our lesson over the years. And I just wanted to go over this list real quick. It's pretty obvious. Move your newspapers. Have somebody pick those up. Put lights on timers indoors.
Wait. Go back to the newspapers. Just stop the delivery if you're not there.
You could do that. Yeah, you can call up the newspaper and have
call,
a
it's real
temporary
simple.
stop.
Yeah.
Either way, let's do that. We have 1 minute. Put the lights on timers so they go off different ways. Motion sensors. Remove your mail. Have the neighbors remove the mail. Remove all the solicitor's stuff on the porch. Get the lock boxes out of sight. Do not disturb occupant riders. Show them by appointment only. Do not disturb occupants so they think there's people in there. Have the neighbors park their car in the driveway. That's a really good one. And move them in and out during the day so because people will kind of scope the house out. Right. And have your gardener, pool person, and neighbors really keep an eye on the place, and that way they can text you or email you right away when something's going on, and make sure I as an agent, we go around all the neighbors, give them our cards and say, hey, this house is vacant, protect your neighborhood, call me if you see anything suspicious, and always shut the blinds on the first floor so nobody can look in and say, oh, it's vacant, and say, by the way, I'm going to move right into this place. So a couple scams we got to be careful of. I know we just don't have a lot of time to go into it, but
well, good information though.
yeah.
Good
And if you
information.
happen to see my wife out on the streets today, it's our 14th wedding anniversary.
Yay.
So
Tell her to go home.
happy anniversary, babe.
Happy anniversary, Anne-Marie.
So that's it.
great.
Well, Mike, that's good stuff. That's good information. We'll have to expand on that. We'll have to definitely expand on that.
Yeah, we could do a whole show
Right.
just on those types of things.
Yeah.
But at least we can get the warning out there to the public so they can start thinking about it.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Appreciate it. As always, Mike
Thank you very
Bjorkman,
much.
Home Smart Real
Thanks,
Estate.
Mike.
We appreciate it. When we come back, the idiots of the world.
Aren't we already here?
Yeah, we are here. And we're going to be joined by Joe Messina. No connection. No connection. Don't
idiot
do that.
Joe.
No, just don't do that. We'll be back.
It never gets old.